just can't live without everything that makes you you. Don't need to compromise, we both have the same desires, and where you go, follow too. I'll never have to change you, except I'm a little strange, and that is magic, how come? Find out how to keep my cool, cause we're completely drunk in true love. Only with you.
Soundschi show where everybody's upside down, and today we're going to do a fun thing because we're in Kyiv right now visiting two students of the circus school, Kim and Louis, who were so nice to invite us. And since we're so many hand balancers in one place and at such a high level, I can't even, I'm the only one on two arms still. I thought we would do a fun thing where we have a bunch of questions in this hat. And everybody will pick a question and they will give their personal answer. And maybe we have a little of a discussion, but we'll see. Yeah. Do you want to start? No. I'll let Ulrik start because he's already experienced.
With the camera and stuff. Okay. Are you injured? A bit. How to deal with it? Well, first rule of injury, relax. Take it easy for a few days, and then you get a better kind of grasp on how serious it is. Sometimes you get injured from a session, and then it will recover just with a few days. If it takes longer, maybe if you don't have experience with it, see a professional about it. If it doesn't go over by itself, or you can talk with somebody who has experience with the same kind of injury. But I would stay away from the internet and the. But there's so many people who say, oh, I also had an injury in my shoulder. It's probably the same thing, and what I did was this and that and that. And it's totally raw science, and it might be totally random advice, and it can make stuff worse. But I think it's a better idea to see a professional than random people who has other experiences on the internet.
Absolutely, especially if you have a broken rib.
Yeah, go to a doctor.
Maybe we talk about this in a different episode. Okay, next one.
Okay. What is the best advice you have over?
Oh, my handwriting, I'm sorry. What is the best advice you have ever gotten?
It's kind of hard. In all the life in general. About handstands. Yeah. I think it should be forget about the others and just think about your own progress and don't compare myself with the other hand balancers, because sometimes it can get very complicated. Just watch around and see the best hand balancers and think that you are the worst. But better to compare yourself only with yourself.
That's such a good advice. I never thought of that. But you probably need it when you're in Kyiv around.
Yeah, especially in Kyiv, because we have great levels.
Yeah. Cool. Do you want to go now?
What's your best advice for recovery? In recovery, you're probably not 100%, you cannot train as much. So for me, that's the hardest part mentally, that I'm I cannot train. So look for something that you can do while you recover. I try like I have also other hobbies. There's not only hand balancing in my life. So like I play guitar, I write, I draw. So recovery gets easier, and stay patient.
That's true.
Okay.
Good answer.
Yeah, really good answer.
Alright, let's look at something hard. Got to.
Really bastard.
What is your routine before training? Do you have one? Kind of, not really. The only thing I like to make sure to do is to just make sure I don't do anything for like 1 to 2 hours beforehand. So
You mean like nothing, like
as
just
little
like-
as possible, pretty much. I found that like even if I'm walking around like exploring like a city because I'm traveling, or if I'm doing literally anything physical, I notice that it takes away from how strong I am that session or how focused I am. If I can just literally do nothing, lay in bed, look at my phone for like 1 or 2 hours beforehand, I'm all set. I'm ready to go.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of pre-workout also helps. Highly recommend.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Do you recommend a certain type?
For legal reasons, no.
I thought you were so young, you don't need to recommend pre-workout.
Who are your top 3 hand balancers? I don't know their names, I think. Well, I know their Instagram, I think, only. Well, Pavel Stankovic is my top. And my second one is, Martinovsky.
Alexander Martinovsky.
Alexander Martinovsky. And third one is, I think, Andres Pitar or Artur Vizcareni.
Ukrainian team.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll meet all of them. Well, no, that's
That's your turn.
my turn.
Yeah.
What music do you listen to when you train? I wish somebody else had gotten that question because mine is really boring. I just say, Alexa, play music. And then she plays some random music, which is mostly either the Beatles or 80s music, because when I command her to something specific, that's what I've done in the past. And so she just keeps repeating it, and I don't come up with new things because it's too hard to think of new music.
Finding
So
new music
easy.
is the hardest thing in the world.
Right?
Yeah, no. If you spend time on it, it's easy.
Maybe you can give some good advice
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah, spend time on Spotify instead of Instagram. Seriously.
I always end up just searching for my same old songs every single time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then you find artists that like are similar to that. Spotify suggests.
I don't like them though.
Then you haven't spent enough time.
It's just like you training.
I spend like every now and then spend a few hours on Spotify with my headphones on before I go to bed.
Really?
Just browse some different bands that correlates to each other, and then I always find something.
Wow.
So I change my playlist like 2 or 3 times per week. I add a lot of songs to my playlist.
Wow.
You know what? Like for me, it helps a lot to train with the same music because it keeps me like in the same mood all the time, like very focused. So for example, when I do 3 minutes handstand, I like to do it every time with the same song. And if I put another song, actually sometimes it gets not so good as when I listen to this.
That's interesting.
Something interesting I've noticed about songs that if I have a really bad session and I was listening to one song only, I keep that song forever. I literally will never listen to it again.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I think I can relate to that.
What is your favorite trick to practice? And which one is your favorite to watch? To practice, I really like endurance. So right now it's straddle endurance. Trying to stay as long on one arm as possible, switch to the other, and then go back and forth for as long as I can. I think it's super fun because it's easy technically, but if I'm too considering it as too easy, I will fall for some reason if I'm not concentrated. So I need to be on, but it's not. I like that it's challenging endurance-wise, not just technically. So on a bad day, I can still perform well at it. On a good day, it feels super easy. that was a bad answer, but I don't care.
Not really. I'm the opposite.
Favorite to watch, I think transitions to and from figas and flags. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You were next.
Do you take supplements? Do they help your progress? No, I don't take, and I don't think they work. Well, I think they work like more mentally actually than physically, because you need to be already good in health to do hand balance. I feel like you cannot be just 300 kilograms and do handstands, you know? You need to be like in a way in a good shape. And then the supplements, they can help you to get like more endurance or like feel recovery faster and everything. But I think the most important is keep working and working and working and working and working and working.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I think.
Although we were discussing yesterday that creatine could potentially help. With presses at least.
Maybe.
Yeah, are you gonna try it?
I'm undecided. I'm definitely gonna try it. We'll see if it helps or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to see for some
You have to report.
months. Yeah, not just a few days.
What do you wear during your training?
What do you wear?
This is really important. Well, actually, I don't really care. I just like to wear t-shirts and shorts, and in the winter leggings. But like, they need to be colorful. Like, they need to be at least nice, so I'm a bit more motivated. Like with some flowers, maybe. Yeah.
It's funny because in the gym everybody's wearing like black.
Yeah, and then I come with my pink Adidas. Yeah.
Also here in Kyiv, oftentimes they have like this full body suits.
Yeah.
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 I've never seen that anywhere else.
I hate
I've seen it in
wear
Russia or from Russian people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was next? I keep forgetting.
I think that's me.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go with handstands? I think this was the exact question I didn't want to get. I want to get technically as good as possible, and I also want to give full-time performing a shot. That's where I am.
Where are you in your accretion, if I may just jump in?
I've tried a lot of different stuff, and I haven't found anything that I'm actually really interested in making. Like, I try to go and do accretion, and then I end up just wanting to do like one-arm pressing or switches, or just like hard figas. Like, it's just so much more fun for me to do skill work than to do anything creative. Just because I feel like I'm just wasting my time. Like, I haven't made anything interesting in the past. I can't make anything interesting now. I'll just try and get as good and as strong as possible.
Interesting.
Just take time. You're young.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
People like you.
I know. People better and more experienced.
Train alone or with other people? What do you want me to say about that? What do I prefer?
Yeah.
That's all it says. Train alone or with other people? I prefer training with other people, definitely. It's really, really fun being here. And yeah, basically where I train is by myself in the morning in an older person's gym, and it's like, yeah, it's not the most inspiring environment, so being here with all these guys is just so awesome.
Yeah.
Are you even going to be able to go back to that?
I'm not sure.
Cool.
I know, just thinking about it.
But hey, we'll be there.
They walk in with their like canes and they're walking.
It's not even a joke, they actually do.
They have canes, we have canes.
Hey, we're all friends here. How to move on from the straight handstand. Okay, first it always depends. Okay, wait, I have to think first before I talk. Okay, it depends where you want to go in general with your handstand. If you want to move on to one arms, I would highly recommend to get really good in the two-arm handstand regarding different shapes, especially tucks and also head-in positions. And then move on to side bending and then learning how to shift the weight and hold fingertips and then just improve that to progress to one arm. Don't obsess about your line, because at one point you're good enough to go further. And there's something really good that Ulrik just said earlier that wasn't on camera, but it's good sometimes to do something that's out of your scope, that you feel is too difficult for you, and then to go back to more of your level, just to experience, how did you say it?
If you've been practicing straight handstand for a long time, you get kind of lazy about it. And when you experience something more difficult, you get forced to be super on again. And when you then go back to something that's easier, it will feel like you have passed the level that you're at. So if you, for example, are stuck at around, let us say, 20 seconds straight, and you can't get past it, and then you try to do some tuck work for a period of time, you will really force yourself to push higher up in the shoulder, which then will make straight super easy again.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah. You again.
Do you breathe when you're in a handstand?
No.
It would be hard to hold handstand for 3 minutes without breathing, but yes, when I'm doing like the easy stuff, I breathe very regularly, but trying to breathe small so I don't change the position of my sternum. But when I'm doing the super hard maximum stuff, I hold my breath to keep up the high core engagement. So if, for example, if I'm doing like the one-arm press, which is max for me, like with a few blocks on the floor, and then keep the tension.
How do you breathe in flags?
Depends on how hard the flag is.
Do you breathe in flags?
My max flags, I don't. For my semi-max, I try to breathe out. I learned it yesterday.
So you just exhale the entire time?
I learned yesterday from the Ukrainian teacher that you should breathe out to get deeper.
Oh, she said that?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
I find that, if I do the same thing, I breathe out to get deeper into the flag, and then I'm so deep in the flag that literally it's impossible to get breath in just because like my entire body's so compressed, and I'm just stuck.
Yeah. I don't have much experience with that. I usually fall out of flags, you know.
Yeah.
Remember we had a conversation once when we were training about breathing in handstands, where you just said, I think you're just not supposed to breathe in handstands?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ideally, if you could hold your breath for like 10 minutes on handstand, that you don't want to breathe, because every time you breathe, you kind of wobble a little bit and it just doesn't look pretty. But unfortunately, you can't do that. So you have to like breathe strategically, maybe when you return to two hands, or if you're in a very easy one arm, or if you're just really, really good, you can breathe always.
There's something super crazy. We took a workshop with Arthur, and he was doing full flag and explaining everything, talking like super normal. For a long time, in a full flag. He was there and he was talking to me, you need to do like this, like that. And that was crazy, because normally if I try to do a full flag, like I get ready in 1 second and then I just fall, you know? So I think you get used to it at some point. At first it can be hard to breathe because it's something new and you're not get used to it and you're putting all your effort. But when you get used to it, it starts to be more normal and you're progressing at the same time with your breath.
So maybe a short summary should be to try to breathe without making changes in your body, which for me is breathing relatively fast but really small. So not big breath like this, but trying to breathe while you're standing completely still. And then also breathe when you're doing the easy stuff, breathe less when you're doing the super heavy stuff.
One last thing is that this really doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. Good.
Yeah. You're gonna focus on the balance, like on the actual skill and technique.
Well, like my teacher says, when I'm in an exam and I go down from my sequence and I'm red, I will get points lower because I didn't breathe. So
That's
it's
mean.
important to breathe.
Doesn't matter in the Instagram part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who's, I think,
No.
Louis. We only have 2 more.
Does your life have to?
Sorry. Does your life have to revolve only around handstands if you want to become pro? Does it have to be all about handstands?
Yes and no. Yes, because if you want to become pro, you need to put a lot of your time every day for the rest of your life in it. But no, because it's so hard to keep focus in the right way on handstands if you are only thinking about handstands. Like it gets so hard mentally, especially. Physically, like you can be training and everything and recover the next day. But if you never relax your mind, like I think your body will feel it at some point. So I recommend to have some other hobbies, or watch films or listen to music or going out, just to relax also your mind, and the next day you are focused and working hard and forget about handstand for the night also. Because at some point, when I was training with Andres Patar, he told me that I was so bad. He didn't say so bad, he said I was shit. So I get so sad, I delete all the pictures from my Instagram, and at night I couldn't sleep. I was thinking I need to work harder. For a whole week I was talking with Kim.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't sleep, nothing. Like I was waking up in the nights like many times, just thinking I need to get better, and it was not healthy. It didn't work actually.
Yeah.
Just relax a little bit.
Ukrainian way.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's serious.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why we're here. And they're good.
That's why they're good, because the life depends on it. Oh my god.
So the easiest way to get better at handstands is to throw your life away and make it 100% dependent on handstands, I guess. And then you either survive and do handstands, or you don't do so good.
Yeah, like Morgan.
Best advice ever.
What inspires your handstand training outside of circus?
High School Musical.
Zac Efron.
Zac Efron. Well, that's so hard. Can somebody do it?
I mean,
Wasn't that your question?
I mean, yeah, but like this
She
is
said
like,
you play guitar and stuff. Oh, but you said
Yeah.
before already.
but this is like handstand training and circus, and like here are people who don't do circus and handstand training. Like I'm confused right now.
for me it helps a lot to watch TED Talks or motivational films to help me like in the handstand, you know, like another stuff that I like is to watch films. So when I go back to the handstands, I'm like, yeah, I want to be like Batman, or I want to be like this character, or working hard, or rock music also. Like I like that to listening. That when I'm training, I feel like all the power of the music. So that's one example, I think.
Okay. Like for me, I watch acts and I get inspired, but that's not outside of circus.
So for you, it's just kind of two different things.
But you like the video blogs also?
What?
Like video blogs from people like from Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
I think
Oh, yeah.
That can be outside.
But that's also,
But that's also
circus.
circus, that's not outside of circus.
She's turning Ukrainian then.
The thing is for me, like handstand is the part in circus that I like the most. So, okay, I'm confused.
Never mind.
Okay, I don't know what to
That's
answer.
fine. You're all about circus and handstands.
Yeah, but then like there's the circus handstand life and this other life, but like I separate them.
Got it. Yeah. That's fine. There's nothing wrong.
Morgan.
Morgan.
Is it the last one?
It's the last one. We'll just answer the same one.
What do you mean?
How do you keep yourself motivated to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over? ...
There wasn't room for it.
There's no way to keep yourself motivated all the time. Like some days you just hate it because you do the same thing 3 to 4 hours a day every day of your life. So it's impossible to stay motivated. You just have to make sure you do it, and that's the most important thing. Of course, like some weeks you're gonna feel really good, and you're gonna like be watching a ton of like Instagram content. Like you can watch your favorite hand balancers. Like I want to be like them. And then the next week you'll be like, I will never be like them. I suck. I'm a scrub. Like life is horrible. But you still have to keep going. So yeah, you're never gonna be motivated all the time.
For me, it's very different.
Really?
Yeah.
I've noticed during this time period you've been here, it's just like you love handstands so much.
Yeah.
Like you like them way more than I do.
Yeah.
Just way more.
I don't have down periods, but I don't look forward to training.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think that's really rare. I've never met anyone else like
I have
that.
that.
It's such a big part of my identity, I feel. It's if I don't train, I get down. I'm not happy if I'm not able to do training. That's seriously. So when I get injured and stuff like that, I get down.
I feel the same way, but like, are you like just motivated? Like you always are gonna go into your session like, yeah, I feel great. This can be a great training session.
I can feel like shit, but I still look forward to training.
Oh my god.
It doesn't affect my training. Training is the part that makes my day go better if it's not good. I always look forward to training. It doesn't happen when I'm about my day and I don't view training as a really fun and good thing to do.
That's so interesting.
I think I can compare like handstands with being on tour, like with a band, and every day like making a show, for example. Like there's bands who are on tour like for many years, but they need a break. And I feel like sometimes in handstand it's so heavy, mentally, especially mentally, to keep every day and every day and every day and every day when there's no progress, especially that sometimes I just hate it so much that I need to take maybe 2 days free and be at bed watching one film and like be on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, wherever, and come back with all the energy again up and keep working. Because if I feel like if I keep doing handstands when I'm not in the best mood, it's worthless. Like my mind is somewhere else and my body is just failing and failing and failing, and I get more down.
Yeah. I'm so happy you're saying that because I'm exactly the same, and I also feel like my progress is better if I give myself enough time off, so that I'm fresh. But I think everybody's different, and like people can handle different loads, so you have to find out how much off time you need and how much work time. But yeah, it's not always fun.
It's definitely not. You might just be the chosen one.
No, but it's not necessarily a good thing either because I can't take 2 days off. I would be depressed.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, it's not. It's not a positive thing always, but I'm just so addicted to that sort of thing to do, some sort of rush or anything or something like that. And I don't get. I'm never not looking forward to training.
I think it
I don't see motivation for it.
also depends, like, we are in the school,
Yeah.
so we feel like we need to go, we need
Yeah.
to go, we need to do it. If you don't do like this, it's wrong. If you don't get progress, it's bad. Like.
Yeah.
And for example, you are enjoying more, like, what are you doing because you choose your time to train, you choose the place where you want to train, like, you can choose wherever you want. And for us, it's more like, boom, do like
It's
this.
work. It's
I understand.
good.
It's like, or work, so we cannot fail in a way.
Yeah.
I understand.
I think it's part of the pressure of being at school also, that sometimes you hate just.
That's a good point. How do you keep yourself motivated?
I'm not usually very motivated. I just have a.
Like grandma's in the gym.
Well, it's true. I just have a routine that I do every day, and something just kind of doesn't feel right if I'm not doing my routine. So every day I just wake up, go to the gym, go to work, go back to the gym, go to bed, and it's kind of a boring life, but
No, it's not.
it works for me, and yeah, it's like it has actually nothing to do with I'm very rarely motivated. I guess here I'm motivated because I see all you guys and everybody else at the gym working so hard, and that motivates me a lot. But when I'm all alone training, it's just a routine that I do, just my life, you know? It's like eating breakfast or brushing your teeth. It's like, are you motivated to brush your teeth? Not really, but you just do it.
Yeah.
I agree, that's the same thing I have.
That's how I see it also.
Motivation is overrated. It's a buzzword for people who do something that they don't really want to do, but they believe that they should do it to be better or something like that.
Yeah.
I do handstand because I choose to do handstand. That has nothing to do with motivation. It's my choice.
I mean, I think motivation it's something that you choose also. Like for do handstands, you want to do handstands, but sometimes you're so tired and there's more stuff in your life that you want to put like a stop just for a while, you know? But then you decide to be motivated. You push yourself to do handstand. How to motivate yourself?
That's the thing, I don't have to push myself to do.
Yeah. But I think like everybody here loves handstands, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe for you it's more it's more simple because you don't feel like you need to push yourself to do it. But sometimes I don't want to do it, and there's more stuff in my life that's happening, and I know I need to focus on it. So I feel that's another way to do it.
Yeah, I think the big problem with that was just like the way the question was phrased was that it said you have to answer why you need motivation, but you don't really. It's kind of garbage. You don't need it.
Good point. I think that's a good wrap up of pretty much everything. Also what you said earlier, just shut up and do more handstands. That's pretty much the sum of everything. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, that's a wrap up. We'll go do some handstands now, and I'll see you next Monday on the Soundschi.